All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week, special edition. Jack is out at Dominion Raceway. He's got my favorite race director there, Chris Stefi. That's how Chris got my rookie years.
Rookie years?
Yeah, well, that's how I started racing, was in arena racing.
The way I see it, we're still going through your rookie years.
Some people don't grow up. All right, we got to thank our marketing partners. We got to thank Virginia 811, GAC, Great American Company Enterprise, Black Acid Apparel. If you want some nice hats, shirts done for your crew, we either need 1 or 500. They'll hook you up. Bondurant Brothers Distillery, as Jack said earlier, that he's got 2 bottles in his car. So if anybody wants to hit that up. Factory Canopies, man, we can't thank those guys enough for making us a cover for our table and our chairs that we have. Super comfortable. They make covers for your car or those 8x10 or 10x20 tents for your car at the racetrack. You see a lot of truck series guys got them. MPM Marketing. If you need some help handling your social media pages, you need a race suit. She's pretty kind of does it all. NC811, call before you dig. Let's see here. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Really can't thank those guys enough. Those guys do a lot for me. Langley Speedway, our home of our show, but this week is a special edition. Thanks to those guys, Bill Mullis, Juan Cridnan, Chuck Hall at Langley Speedway. And that, you got it, Jack.
All right, well, we got Chris Stefi here with us. I want you to know, Scott, you missed a golden opportunity to come up and see this place because I fell in love with this place last year. You know, Langley's home, but this is the coolest place I've been to in a long time, even with Davey Callahan racing here. And,
right.
But it's really cool. So you missed a golden opportunity to see this place because it is great. So
we still need to get him up here 1 week. When he's not running at Langley, we need to sneak him out up there and get him up here.
Well, you have to call his wife. So anyway, now, Stefi, we need to hear the Scott Allen story. Because I told everybody I was going to have you explain that.
Well,
because we haven't heard Scott's lies.
I just remember him going backwards and shaking my head, and I was going to leave with that. I mean, I knew it was coming, I guess, and nothing I could do about it up in the tower. But he did what he said he was going to do, I guess.
Yeah, he did. He said he wasn't going to win a championship, and I ain't going to call his name.
Yeah.
I don't want to start a war with Scott Perlman.
I know Ricky told me afterwards Ray Charles could see what I was doing.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Yeah. You also got stopped and told you better be glad it was the last race of the season, or you might not be racing.
We kicked him out for the next 6 months.
Oh, you did? No, then he quit racing.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the off season.
I don't think he came back after that, but anyway.
No, I came back.
A couple
In
times.
the first practice, I almost run into Scott, and I went over and had a conversation with him, and then we were all right after that.
Okay, well, we'll let it go with that. Anyway.
I miss those days.
Yeah, it's a shame that went away like it did. I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, it just, with the Coliseum in Richmond shutting down more or less, and and the cost of going down to Hampton, I would love to have been able to run a couple of Norfolk, a couple of Hampton, a couple of Richmond, and I think that would have really worked. But
Yeah.
the Richmond thing put the nail in the coffin when the city shut it down. So.
well, tell us what else is going on here at Dominion Raceway for this year. I mean, you got off to a good start.
Off to a great start. I mean, we can't be any happier with the car count, great crowd, opening night, weather got us a little bit on the second night as far as the crowd, I think a little bit, but I mean, there's a little excitement in the air. I mean, everybody sort of wants to come and check the place out. I mean, I'm hearing it from people down in North Carolina, and we've finally made a name for ourselves. So it's exciting. The racing, you can't beat the racing. I mean, Davey's win the other night, he must have run, there was a 60-lap race and he ran side by side 70 or 80 laps, I think. And first race it was that way. It's just, you can run side by side lap after lap here. And they do it for the lead. And sometimes they're stacked up 2 or 3 deep doing that. And, you know, so it's a fun place. It's obviously Steve built us a great facility and fun playground. And like I say, there's some excitement in the air, and hopefully it continues.
Anything new going on this year that you know?
Oh, I mean,
or is it basically the same?
It's sort of our same show. I mean, you know, we do more, try to promote it, and we've got some spectator spectator one-on-one races that we started this year. That's new.
All right, now you have to explain that to me. I saw that. I want to know what that's all about.
Well, we're trying to build it up. We're trying to get more and more people to do it. So if you have a street legal car, it's got to be tagged and all that. You got to be 19 years of age. You can come out here and run one lap. Right now, we're pairing you up with a friend or something like that. Eventually, when we get enough cars, we'll do an elimination type of deal. And we did it at Southside years ago, and it was hugely popular. And I think they do that maybe down at Langley on Wacky Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And so that's new this year. We got some big events coming up. We got the Legends Nationals here this year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're coming in October. It's going to be huge. You know, our Virginia Racers, which I sort of wish we gave them another shot down at Langley, and we got cars coming out of our ears with the Virginia Racers. I think we're going to get 20 to 22 cars here once everybody gets their cars back. We have a couple of guys that's waiting on motors.
Wow. What is your opinion on why that didn't go over?
I think COVID was a big part of that. I think people, you know, we started so late in the season. I mean, we didn't start in June, July. People had talked about it and were excited about it. I think we would have started off at the beginning of the season. I think we would have had bigger and better interest. I mean, the guys down there just didn't know what they were getting into. When we started, we didn't have 5 or 6 cars. So it didn't happen overnight. I mean, it took 3 or 4 years, but it's a late model. And so right now we get late models just about every week. You know, we got the regular late models and we got the Virginia Racers, but if you're an average fan, when you come watch a race, you get to see late model racing every week. And the Virginia Racers are, I mean, last year was phenomenal with a bunch of the young kids that moved up with Cole Bruce and Logan Clark's making his debut in a late model this year, Saturday night. And Landon Pemberton. Those guys were just battling back and forth. And this year started out the first race. Ryan got the big win in the first race, but the racing is so tight in that series. And so, you know, maybe we can give it another shot down there because I think it would work well down there.
I think it would be cool if they did that.
Yeah.
I know there were some guys that had cars. They could have done that, but you know, I just don't.
And I don't blame, you know, when they went down there, we only had 4 or 5 cars down there in the race. So that I don't blame them for not putting them back in the schedule at all. And I was disappointed because I think it will work, but it's going to take some work to get it down there. And maybe we can address that again over the off season and see if we can go back down there. You know, it takes our guys traveling down there as well as guys down there building their own cars. Because we, you know, we got guys here that just in our late models and whatever the divisions, like the Edwards just don't travel. Danny and Greg just don't travel except for maybe a couple of big races at the end. Nothing wrong with that. That's their home track and they do well there. We got guys here that are just not going to travel either. Some guys will, and so I don't know. We'll hopefully give it another shot.
How much are modified? How is Pedro Park Council and the modified and everything?
The first night we were down a few. We only had 9 the first night, I think, but I expect their next race is going to be, you know, we'll be back up to 13 or 14. I talked to several of the guys. We had several regulars that were not here overnight, I guess, just to get the cars ready. But I'm not worried about them as their car count. Our Dominion stocks, you know, we struggled to get more than 8 or 9 cars here just about every race. And we actually cut their laps. We were running them 40 laps, and we cut them back to 30. And they didn't like that too much.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
So I made a deal with them. I was like, if you give me 15 cars, we'll run you 35 laps. if you give me 20 cars, we'll run you 40. And the heck if they didn't show up with 15 cars that opening night, and they got 35 laps, they got 5 more laps back, and so their car counts really jumped up. And I think some of that might have been from Southside, with the help of Southside shutting down. A U-car first night, we had a ton of U-cars here first night. I mean, all our classes, even our any cars, I think we had 10 or 11, which is slowly starting to catch on. I think that's going to build even more and more. We sort of split those up in the 8 cylinders. They run the same race, but the 8 cylinders are running in one class, and the 4 and 6s are running in another. So
it's pretty cool. I mean, I love all the classes you got going on here. It's really a lot of fun.
yeah,
And I really got into that Virginia racing thing, but I thought that was cool. You know, I came up here because Zach Lightfoot was racing.
Yep, Zach, yeah.
I came up here because he was racing, and see him race. I mean,
Zach, he's got him one Friday night.
That
was awesome. Yeah.
So I might as well go on and might as well go on and say it, Scott. Zach Lightfoot is this week's driver of the week.
There you go.
Yeah, if we want to make it back to the racetrack over there, we probably gonna have to. It was like they got a mafia.
Yeah, the mafia is out. I mean, you have the Willie Mullins mafia up here.
I hope you make it back.
But I mean, yeah, he did have a whole bunch of people vote for him. I mean, people I ain't never heard of. They might not even be real, but I don't know.
We're not going to go into the eligibility to vote.
Well, I mean, yeah, anybody can vote.
Right.
Anybody can vote. But what happens? We take everybody's vote, and then Scott, whenever we can get Scott, and me and Brian, we sit down and decide, all right, this is who's going to be driver of the week this week. And it worked as a thing that started out as a joke. It has blown out of proportion.
Yeah, it's exciting, man.
I mean, our sponsors are even paying for us to do this stuff now. And that's cool that we're doing it now. But that's really,
I mean, who would have thought somebody would give you and I some money?
No, I would have never thought about it. But they really big into that. And this year we're going to have a rookie of the month.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I got with Dinah to see if she would give me some rookie from up here, so I know who the rookies are here. I got South Boston's the other day, so I know who all the rookies at Langley are. And Davey, you're not a rookie. You're not a rookie.
Don't let him slide it by you there.
He'll try to get in one of these races, by just, he'll say. Well, I told you how you can do it. I'm gonna give you some stickers to put on your car. That's supposed to help you.
Give them to me.
I mean, we've already got 5. Our stickers have got 5 wins this year.
I need all the help I can get, so I'll take it.
So,
Scott's face on my hood.
You want Scott's face on your hood?
That probably helped you better.
Yeah, it'll make everybody stay away from you, that's for sure.
Keep the roaches off.
So what all kind of changes have they made since out here since last year?
Well, it's
now.
The COVID's definitely changed things up a little bit, and hopefully we're getting somewhat back to normal here in a few more months. I'm glad that the crowds are getting back with full. We don't have to worry about the 1,000 cap anymore. That's going to help all the tracks, and there's lots going on here. I mean, we've got the other things besides the racing aspect of it. We got a bike show this weekend. We've got concerts coming up. We got Friday nights. I don't know if you've heard about our drags that we do. They run on the front stretch of the road course here, and some nights you get a couple of hundred cars in here, and I think it's like $25 to show up, and you can make as many passes as you want that night. And it keeps the kids off the streets. They don't have to worry about them. Just bring their Mustangs, or they can bring their Yugos. It doesn't really matter what you bring, and get to run.
I mean, he's got a little bit of everything here with the road course and the drag strip
drivers
here. And he's just, well, the front stretch there on the road course is a drag strip, but it's cool. I mean, he's got. This place is probably. It's not doing a whole lot tonight. I don't see nobody here tonight, but
well, we can't have the bar open. I mean, if we could have the bar open.
This place could run every day. With something going on.
That's our goal, is to get to that point. I mean, the COVID sort of made the drop back and punt and redo some things, but I mean, we had cornhole going on in here. We had paint things where, you know, the women come in and paint with the wine and do their little paint things. And, so I imagine hopefully some of that stuff will start back up. I mean, every Thursday night, I mean, the place was packed with cornhole players and in the bar and all that. And then Friday nights we would have, you know, a concert or something in here. The bar is packed, and then, like I say, the drag racing is going on Friday night. We have oval track practice going on Friday night, and you know, back when we can put the bar stools down and everybody can belly up to the bar and all that, the 118 will be a happening place. And, but now the crowds have come back for, you know, those events. And
we got the crowds at Langley have come back big
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's really good to see everybody's. I was kind of concerned with that time delay that are people going to come back like they normally would, or are they going to?
it seems like some events, not events, but some aspects, there's people not going to things, but luckily racing people want to get back. It's outside, you know, it's less likely to me, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, but it's less likely you're going to catch the virus and all that if you're outside, and you know, protect yourself with a mask and all that good stuff. But it's exciting what's going on.
I'm telling you all have a great facility, and I appreciate y'all letting us come up here and be a part of it. I mean, I see the building.
I got a hotel coming up.
Yeah, I saw that hotel coming up here, and I mean, I can't wait for that.
I got a room booked every Saturday night, so May 8th on, I think, or whatever it is. It's going to be nice to not have to. I mean, I only live an hour from here, but still.
You wouldn't go stay at Willie's house?
Well, I might have to. I mean, I need to go up there and get on the go-kart track. That's what I need to do.
Well, I would like to do that too, but you know, Callahan's the champion out there now, so I don't want to go out there and I don't want to spoil his life.
The thing about it is, if we race against Callahan, we got to put lead to get him equal to us.
That's right. Well, that's true.
You know, you can't have that advantage, that weight advantage.
I mean, I was telling somebody the other day, I was talking to him, and I said, you know, Callahan is the only man that could go from that go-kart dirt track in the next 2 or 3 weeks. He's at Daytona testing an ARCA car. I mean, how in the world do you do that? I mean, you know.
Just sheer talent.
Now, we need to. We got to get Scott up here, and on an off night down there at Langley, come up and give you the grand tour and.
Yeah, we'll have to. I've been up there for opening night. I think I've been up there twice. It is a beautiful place. It's pretty neat. Of course, that was just barely. I'm sure it looks so much better now than it did then, because I don't think the road course was finished yet. I mean, didn't even have a fence up. I don't believe.
I don't know if I remember correctly. I don't think the lights worked properly that night.
Yeah.
The lights went out of the minute. But we got a lot of attention that day. We got a lot of press that night. So good press, bad press. We got a lot of press.
Good press, bad press. It's all good.
I was, late models on their full song, and it just went pitch black, and not a single car hit anything. And I don't know how, but
I don't know how either.
Yeah.
I think the lights were
And Robert Bruce was on the track.
And Robert Bruce was on the track.
Well,
Chris, how long have you been doing races?
Well, I ran go-karts back in the 80s. We were talking about it earlier. Then I promised my mom I would go off to college. And so 4 years of college, and then got out of school and saved enough credit to go in debt, buy a late model in 95. So I raced until 2002, late models, mainly Southside. I ran once at Langley. But I got out and was a hockey fan, so I was a Renegades fan down at Richmond. And Gary Fox, who was the race director at Southside, was also a season ticket holder. So I went to Gary. I was like, well, why don't you let me drive a pace car after I stopped driving there? And he came back, well, the guy's coming back that's driving a pace car, but I need an official. So that got me started in 2003, I guess. And I worked 1 year on the track, and then I drove the pace car 1 year, and then the next year I was in the flag stand, and the next year Gary and I became co-race directors, and I think it was 2005, 2006.
wow.
So at one point I had all three of them going Southside, Dominion, and Arena.
Wow.
That was
That was an everyday thing.
yeah, it was was a lot, but you know, I left Southside in 2018, and an arena, I guess it was 17, I guess was the last arena.
Yeah, something like that.
And so the once a week deal, it's kind of relaxing compared to what the schedule was, but I miss both those places. I wish we had arena back. I darn sure wish Southside never closed. But
I hate to see that happen.
Anytime we lose a track, you know, I'm glad South Boston's back up and running this year. I mean, it's good for the sport overall. They're our competition. Langley's our competition, but I want to see them do well just like I want to see us do well. So, you know, good car counts for everything helps everybody. So.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you coming by here and
Thank you.
spending a couple of minutes with. I guess I better go get these other guys.
Yeah.
Let them.
Give them a minute or two.
Yeah, I mean, Callahan, he's over there about to chew the seat up.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Come back and see us, man.
We will. I will do that. I will be back. You know that.
Sounds great, man.
You know I'm coming back. Whichever one wants to come over here and be. Don't, and you got to speak up too, Ryan. Don't be sitting over there. Don't speak up. So look who's joining us now. The mullet, Willie Baldwin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he gets an applause in here.
That's right. There's only a couple people here, so I'll take it. You know.
So what are you doing to keep yourself? I know you do work all the time. I see you have everything you do with the work, but what are you doing to get ready for racing again? Are you going to be doing any more racing?
We're on the fence about what we're doing this year. Definitely going to run Southern National in the ARCA East Series. Other than that, we don't have any other, you know, anything we're doing right now. We wanted to be at Talladega obviously this weekend, but you know, we cooked the motor at Daytona and we knocked the radiator out of it. And we're trying to get that car back together and just, you know, didn't have the time or the money right now to get that thing ready. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I hope you get back soon.
We're down here more supporting Dominion, you know, messing around with these guys and having a good time watching some good Saturday night racing.
So this little clan you've got here down here at Dominion, Callahan and all these other folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it seems like everybody just kind of flocks to Willie Mullins.
I wouldn't say flocks to Willie Mullins.
You're a hero.
I would say, you know, I would not say I'm a hero at all. I'm just here to have fun, and you know, maybe they're my stooges. We'll call them that. They just hang around.
I know one.
You know, we're here to have fun, and you know, my wife does a good job to try to promote everybody at Dominion and try to make sure we are one of the tracks all the other tracks are gunning for. You know,
And this place is just amazing. It's amazing. I mean, you know, if the other tracks had a facility like this, I mean, they all have their things that they're good, they're known for and what they do.
absolutely.
But this is one of these places. When I came up here, I talked to Dinah the first time I ever came up here, and I came up here and looked. As a matter of fact, there weren't no fans here that night, and I stood right out there, and I'm thinking, man, I wonder what this place would be like with fans in town. So,
Oh yeah.
it's really cool.
And Steve's working hard, and that's one thing we want to make sure everybody knows. You know, every ticket is a club level seat. You know, you get to experience the bar. There's no extra charge here for that stuff. So, yeah, our ticket price is a little bit more, but you get a lot better experience. You know, you get to be at the bar if you want to, or you can be down in the grandstands at the front row. You get to go anywhere around this facility for one price. So, you know, we're very proud of that. And that's one of our selling points for our standard Saturday night ticket is you get to be anywhere you want to be.
So do you ever get around and see if you can find a late model to run around here with?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it just happened Monday night. I was looking on Race Junk and I saw, you know, Howie had a car for sale. And I was like, you know, that's a Torque car. We might be able to get into that. But unfortunately, I think he sold that car. And, you know, I got to run one of Freeze Modifieds last year. That was fun. I'd like to run some races selected. I don't want to do it full time because I would probably, you know, get kicked out of this place. You know, I'd be up in Stefi's office a lot more than I want to be.
I understand that's a hot place up there sometimes.
It is. You know, it has been some heated discussions I've seen, not for me, but other drivers. You know, he's a human. We all make mistakes. We can't make every call perfect, but sometimes, you know, the drivers just want to see it their way, and that's just how it is.
So basically what you're saying is Stefi makes mistakes.
Every person makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I think it's more the driver's making a mistake than the race director, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, who made the mistake, you know, when Callahan won that race?
Well, I don't think that was his mistake. I mean, he just put a whooping on him that night, you know?
Yeah, I was kind of following along with that, and I thought, yeah, that was pretty cool. He finally got a win out here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they built that new Creech car, and the cars worked out well for him. You know, he does it out of his garage. That was what was cool.
So how many people do you actually get involved with? I mean, if they come up and say, hey, I need help here or there, I mean,
probably a handful of people. You know, I'll try to do whatever, you know. Like Jacob Putnam's coming up this weekend. His dad's been talking to me here and there. You know, that's another new Dominion racer this weekend. You know, I help Davey. You know, I help Peyton whenever he needs a little bit of help. You know, I try to do what I can because I do enjoy racing. I don't like watching it. I want to be in a car, and that's kind of my thing.
So how do you survive waiting to race again?
I don't survive. Me and my wife have heated discussions during the week of why I'm not in a race car. You know, and it's one of those.
So she wants you in a race car?
No, she's always saying we have no money. I would rather be flat broke and race instead of have money and afford to race. You know, I'm just a normal racer.
Well, that's true too. I have to agree with that.
I'd like to have 3 or 4 mortgages on the house, but we could go race.
Well, I have to agree with you because when I was racing, I did the same thing. You know, I raced and didn't really have the money to do it. Of course, I was lucky enough that I didn't have to hit the home front too much.
Right.
But,
I mean, she is the voice of reasoning in my racing career. You know, we can go to Daytona and Talladega and be really good because we have money to do it because we save all year. If we didn't do it that way, we definitely wouldn't have good equipment.
Is it in your plan somewhere along the line before you give all this up, all this racing stuff up, to run a full season in the ARCA?
I'd at least like to run a full East series. You know, that's 8 races. The 20 race schedule is hard. We have enough equipment to do it right now. But as you know, it comes down to sponsors. You know, we have a tire sponsor, but then we need to get some other little sponsors to help out for the weekend expenses, motors. That's where the cost really, you know, and then you're gonna start tearing cars up. So it's one of those things. Would I love to do it? Sure. I'd love to have the chance just to run for a championship of some kind. I know I can't win a championship, but I know I could do a good top 5. You know, I think we have the equipment to do that.
Well, I think so too. I mean, you know, your big race down at Daytona a few years ago,
Yep.
and that was huge.
That is huge. And you know, we went and bought a brand new GMS car this year, and then on the start of the race we get knocked out. You know, knocked the radiator out when I got hit from behind, and you know, that was devastating because we have a car that can easily compete. You know, to win at super speedways. You know, 1.5 miles. That's going to be a lot to learn for me, but I want to go back and maybe try Charlotte or something like that again.
I like ski at Charlotte. Somebody's shaking their head over there. I'm not going to get them. I'm going to keep that.
Ask about what happened last time in Charlotte during qualifying.
I was 4/10 faster going into 1 and 2. I hit the wall on the exit. So, you know, I definitely overdrove it, if you want to call it that. But it was going to be a flying lap if I made it all the way around.
But I would love to see you come back and run the full series. I mean, at least 8 races in the
Yeah,
East.
I'd love to run the East Series, you know, because they are on the East Coast. That helps a lot. You know, like coming up 2 weeks, I think 3 weeks is Nashville. You know, that place could have a big change coming next year. So this may be the last time you see this configuration at Nashville. If you know, the Bruton Smith or whatever, Marcus Smith and Dale Jr. have their way with rebuilding Nashville and making that into a cup track. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I also heard they're looking at redoing some at Wilkesboro and doing some other racing over there.
Yeah. There's, you know, Marcus isn't against bringing Wilkesboro back. You know, that's something that's pretty neat, and that's cool with the Dale Jr. podcast, things like that, to be able to keep up with the Dale Jr. media and being able to watch to see what's happening with these legendary tracks.
That's right, sure is. Well, I hope you get back out there real soon because I love to see you out there racing because
we're going to do something, even if it's White Oak Speedway. You know, we have, you know, we've had some.
Sergio come back.
Well, Sergio, he's a big name. We got to have Sergio, out there, and we're trying to get Barnes out there next, Yeah. We talked to Sellers about coming out there, being in the car, so there's some big names, and with COVID not happening this year, it's going to be more sporadic. So it's going to be some bigger races when we go to do it.
Wow, that's going to be cool. They might even let you go up there, Scott.
Yeah.
They're not that smart, so they probably would let me come up there.
Well, Sergio did pound the tree pretty hard when he was up there and killed a cart. So you can't do any worse than that.
That's true. But I want to go back to Donna being in charge of the money. That's why she's smarter than the rest of us.
Yes. Yeah, I've never disagreed with that statement. She is smarter than us. She has put Dominion Raceway and the social media towards the front of these other Virginia tracks. So, tooting her own horn, she does know what she does, knows what she's doing with that. And, you take me as a C-level driver, and she makes me look pretty good. So I can't complain about that.
It's amazing. The things she's done, and she just, with you especially, and she didn't have a lot to work with.
Right.
But the things she did, it was, she's perfect with it. I always sit there and just can't wait to see what's coming up next. I'm sitting every morning. That's the first thing I do, see what she's put up there.
It was pretty neat. I had a guy get a hold of me this week that saw our Speed Sport article about White Oak Speedway and wanted some more information about how to build some of these carts, just to do his own thing in his own backyard. So, it's about getting everybody out there to see what we're doing, to show them how we do it. And, we're always here to help people too.
I'm going to have to make an effort to come up there and see this. I got to see it.
Yeah, we always either Saturday or Sunday. If Dominion's not racing, we can put something together.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Scott, you'd have to ask your wife if you can come, but.
Why is Scott not here? I see he's on the other computer, but is he stuck with Langley, or what happened down there?
I'm stuck at work. You know how it is when you're self-employed, Willie.
Yes, absolutely. I barely got out of there today to get to here.
Right. So you know what I'm working with.
Yeah, we're only 8 minutes away, so it's hard to get away sometimes.
Yeah. But if we show up at White Oaks, Jack's got to get in a cart, and you got to let me start right behind him.
Well, we'll do an invert of some kind. We'll start the fast guys on the infield, and then they got to catch up a lap, or we'll start.
Right. So you're already seeing he's fast.
No, I'm saying Davey will lap both you two, but Davey only have 3 tires on the car.
He says he only needs 3. Well,
the left front doesn't do much on them things.
That's right. Absolutely.
So he's I'm sure he's going to be back to defend his title.
Having a 28 car is dial and sitting in the seat container waiting more.
Yeah, we're going to have to come out and check that out. That's going to be fun. Well, appreciate you coming over here and being a part of this.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being a part of this, coming out to Dominion, because I tell you what, I love this place.
Yeah.
I've said it 100 times. I really do. I think it's a great place.
And that's what, Steve Britt's done an awesome job putting this place together. He's put a good group of guys together, officiating as much as he can. And then we have the drag racing like Stefi was talking about. It's slowly coming together. COVID set everybody back last year, and we're hoping this thing gets rolling again to where people can, be here and enjoy it. That's the thing, is come on out and enjoy club level seating.
Well, I think it'd be great. I appreciate you coming over here, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate being on the show.
But then we're going to bring Dinah up here. We're going to talk about you. So I'll just let you know.
That's awesome.
I vote on that.
Yeah.
Ryan, you go next.
No, Dinah needs to be up here. We got to get her up here on the podcast.
Well, we got Doug sitting here.
Okay.
We got Doug sitting.
Well, we're going to get Davey up here with Doug, and we're going to have some fun with this.
Okay. All right, come on over here, Callahan. Your buddy's up here.
You got to get Donna up there because she's the best looking one there.
I don't want to say nothing, but you're saying that there are other people here that you don't know about. So just
hey, I don't care.
She may be very much that way, but you don't need to be announcing it out to everybody. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get Doug on here.
Doug, how you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
Good.
look, we wish you could have been out here with us tonight, man. We got a little party going on out here.
Yeah, I know. I see that. I guess I'm going to be the only one coming through the computer tonight.
Yeah, you're pretty much so. But anyway, glad to have you on. Congratulations on that win you got the other day. It was pretty big.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So, how long have you been racing?
I think we just did the hero cards. It's a year after LeBron James started playing in the NBA, so 17 years. So we've been going at it for a while now.
Wow, I didn't know that you've been in it that long.
Well, not late models, but starting out in go-karts.
Oh, I know that. Now, who are some of your rivals out there? I mean, I know you got some big rivals out there, and one of them may be sitting right here with me. I don't know.
I was about to say, yeah, after Davey picked up that win, he's going to start being one now. But, I mean, I'm not too sure who the rivals would be. Now that Tyler's not running into me every week, I kind of have some good races out there. And I don't know. We've had the fenders on it every single week, so it's, competitive rivals, I guess maybe John, Davey, Mason, Peyton. I'm drawing a blank for anybody else.
Hey, look! Don't be saying that stuff about Davey here, because he may knock a fender off this coming week.
Maybe. Hopefully, I have the tires to stay up with him this race.
Knocking a fender off and killing a car are 2 different things. So.
Exactly.
And he said, Davey said that you won the first race. You won that first race out here the other night, and that was he pretty much let you win that one, and then come back.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to lag back. I wanted to share the night with you. I didn't want to steal both of them. It wouldn't be better.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. We got pretty lucky with that race, the first race that we won. We did not have the car that we had the first week, and then.
So he actually did let you win.
Well, I think it was more Sergio's right front tire letting us win than anybody else.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because like I said, we did not have the car to win, and then we somehow found our way in second after the 05 missed the shift, and then Sergio blew the right front, and then we were racing for the lead, and we just got the job done.
Now, what happened in the second race?
Oh, I had no right rear after the first one because, like I said, we didn't have that good of a car. So what I felt like I was lacking in motor, I was making up for like using the tires. So I really pushed it, and the rights were gone. So we went left to right for the second feature, and it was the best chance we had. And I don't even think we were a top 5 car at any point in that race. So we were kind of just out there riding around.
So Davey gets the win in the second race. You just pretty much let him win that one.
I wish I let him win. I wish I could have had some say in that race.
It was all that go-kart experience I got, dude. I was able to save tires and just.
Hey, Doug, you going to try that go-kart thing out here with Will and all them?
We were just talking about it, and they said they have some extra carts. So if I get an off weekend and we start doing it again, I'd love to go down there.
Then you do know that Davey's the champion out there at that racetrack.
That's because I haven't showed up yet.
Oh!
I like it. Hey, I'm ready. It's going to be a good time.
I'm trying to get something really started here. Neither one of you guys are really biting into this real good.
Yeah, well.
So Doug, tell us a little bit about who all helps you with your car and who your sponsors and everything are.
Well, pretty much we might have some future sponsors coming on board, but not really going to say any names until that's official. But for right now, it's just our family.
Ain't nobody listening but us.
But Chase Bastone and all the guys he's got with him, they pit the car down in North Carolina. We don't really have the opportunity to work on our stuff because we got to be up here. And, so those guys and then, my parents and then our company pretty much fund everything. So
where do you live at? Where do you
I'm in Forest Hill, Maryland. It's 45 minutes north of Baltimore.
So you're way up there, and your car's way down there.
Yeah,
That's
pretty far.
Cool. So who brings the car to Dominion for you?
Chase Bastone. He takes everything up for us.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to worry about the car just gets to the track and you drive.
Yeah, pretty much. But then again, it's you gotta pay the price for knocking a clip off the car and stuff. So.
Yeah, but that's a good for you being one of those professional drivers and being out there with a guy like Davey Callahan. I mean,
Man, I would like the opportunity to work on the stuff, but you know, we got to be up here and we got to pay for it. So, you know, we don't have the time to do it ourselves. So you go racing how you go racing, and this is just how we do it.
Well, that's the best way to do it. Just do what you can do and try to make the best out of it. Exactly. So at the end of the year, are you gonna run all the races here at Dominion? Any other places you're gonna be racing?
So our goal is national. I think we got off to a hot start, and now with the new the national standings, I think it kind of benefits us now that we don't have to travel to the Carolinas anymore. So what we're looking at doing is getting another car and then going down to South Boston and trying to stop Peyton from beating up on everybody down there. And then maybe we'll be able to pull out the Northeast title. But this is really our first shot at doing it. So I just want to go out there and win some races and see where we wind up at the end of the year.
Yeah, probably be a whole lot easier beating Peyton Sellers than it was Davey the other night.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
You're not agreeing with me too much. You know, I don't understand what you're not agreeing with.
Because Davey's a good guy.
Well, yeah, me and Doug really haven't, you know, we've been nothing but casual, you know. We really haven't had any run-ins yet. And he's always been a lot faster than me. I mean, you know, we just haven't.
Hey, Doug, that didn't even sound sincere when he said that.
Right.
The key word in there was yet.
Yeah,
So.
yes. Yeah.
You can see, I tend to try and look at friendships with other drivers as off-season friendships, because, you know, you might go in there and say, hey man, what's up, you know, early Saturday morning, and then you're fighting Saturday night. So nothing really lasts outside of it, like during the race season.
Well, let me tell you something, Doug. I don't know if you'd really like to get into a fight with Callahan, because there's a thing around here called the Mullins Mafia. and they will come after you.
Hey man, I know all about mafias. I was dealing with the huge mafias since 2016. But I'm a lover, not a fighter, at least until December 31st when my probation ends.
Are we going to see you with your new shirt on this weekend or what?
Well, I actually got the old one right here. But yeah,
I heard there might be a new edition.
There are white ones. Yeah, I was giving a few out to some fans at the end of the first race last week. But yeah, they'll be at the track this weekend.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I was going to ask what that was all about, but evidently you don't want to tell us right now.
I'll tell you whatever you want.
So what's
the new edition?
Yeah, what's the new edition have?
I seen something on the book this week on Facebook.
What's your language? Because it's funny you say this, because I wasn't actually thinking about that. But I do have new shirts coming to my website soon if you'd like to purchase. But somebody did make a shirt. I'm not sure, you know, what your language policy is.
Go ahead, man. So
the brand is Air Doug. Somebody made an Air Deuce shirt. Well, you know, it kind of sucks because I bought an Air Deuce shirt, but it's not going to be here until like April 28th or something like that. So, you know, the next race I'll have it, and I'll be repping it proud as could be, man.
That's cool, man.
So explain for those who don't know how you got the name Air Doug.
Well, somebody actually tweeted it at me. I can't really take full credit for it, but the logo and everything else was our design. But pretty much, you know, we had a heated rivalry with Tyler Hughes for a bunch of years, and you know, which side you're on really determines how you look at the wreck. But either way, he destroyed my race car, and you know, I looked up and I was really tired of everything that had been going on, and I don't know why. I just decided to grow my wings, and I jumped off of the turn 2 wall onto the hood of his car, and so I guess being in the air, some hang time got me the nickname Air Doug.
And you did have some great airtime. I was here that night, so I did see some great airtime that night. You know.
It was a good time because everybody was here that weekend. That was the first night they allowed fans back after COVID, so it was packed here. It was a good night to have cameras out.
It was a big night.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a pretty good deal. So you be able to wear your new shirts. Maybe we can talk Tyler into coming back.
Well, I'd really like to just get him and Tyler both at the Mullins Speedway or the White Oak Speedway and just put them in 2 carts, man, and y'all go at it and just settle it once and for all.
You can probably sell tickets to that.
I don't think Tyler's much of a talker anymore. It seems
At least you're a good sport about it. I know it's never easy. A lot of people don't know that me and Tyler were also in a rivalry similar to what you guys were years ago when Tyler was a rookie. So, and I'm not calling Tyler out, but I know how it feels. But there's 2 sides to every story. So, but I think it's cool that you're embracing it. You're taking it for what it is and making it a positive for
Yeah, I mean,
it's having fun with it.
More
'Cause that's
It's cool. That's all in the racing. That's pretty cool deal. That's a pretty cool deal.
Rivalries is what drives.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to contact Tyler and get him on the show one night, and I'm going to try to just tell him that you said you were just all over him. I'm going to try to get something started. How about that? Or can you do it on your own?
Me existing is enough to do it for him. So
Yeah. Well, everyone likes a good short track rivalry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whether you're on one side or the other, that's what people come to watch. So it's cool to have that at the track.
Yeah.
All right, Doug. Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight, man. Thanks a lot for taking time out to be with us. Wish you could have been here with us, but So now I'm gonna turn things over here a little bit to Davey Callahan, and he's probably gonna talk a lot of trash about you. So you probably need to pay attention.
You won't be able to respond though.
Am I staying in here or am I disconnecting?
You can go ahead and go. We appreciate you being with us, man.
All right, thanks.
All right,
guys.
Doug, see you, man.
See you,
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, man.
See you guys.
Oh, I don't want to see you. All right, Mr. Winter. Got a win in the late model.
Yeah.
You're the champion out there at the little go-kart track.
Yeah.
Drove an ARCA car.
Man, I tell you,
You're just a plain on superstar.
I guess. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm just, all joking aside, it was really cool getting a win. My small team works. We work hard to put ourselves in position. So the fact that we were able to pretty much dominate that race was awesome.
Pretty good that Doug got out of your way. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm glad he used up his tires, and I'm glad everyone else used up their tires, and I was able to.
You touched on it just a minute ago about your team, your small team.
Yeah.
And you work on your car in a regular garage.
Yeah.
And everything like that, but yet you come out here and win against some of the other guys.
Well, and for the record, I'm not knocking anybody that drives or is a full-time operation or has the money to run the way they do, because trust me, if I had those opportunities or those things presented to me, I'd be doing it the same way. So, there's more power to them. But when you don't, and you're a guy like me that's just, when this place opened, I was, just watching in the bleachers with my family, and said, man, it'd be cool to get out there and compete again. And one thing led to another, and I just, met the right people and made the right friends, and everything kind of went the way I needed it to go, and it got me back to eventually winning a late model race again.
Pretty cool that you did that. But you're just one of those guys that loves to race.
Yeah.
I think you'll race anything presented to you if you get an opportunity to race it.
Yeah.
I think you rocked like 3 divisions last year.
Yeah, I won 3 divisions last year. I want to say I won in every division.
White Oak Speedway, don't forget about that.
Yeah, of course, the White Oak Speedway.
Oh, well, you're the champion there. We're not even talking about that now.
No success in his career until after White Oak Speedway. Think about that.
I mean, a lot of people don't know I raced professional motocross. I won a lot of motocross championships. I raced against the best in the business on a dirt bike. So that's kind of my, where I really came from in racing. My granddad built race car chassis, so I've always been around late model racing. Just was more on 2 wheels for a while.
I didn't know you raced motorcycles.
Yeah, I actually raced professional motocross for 2008, 2009, like racing against Ricky Carmichael and all of them. Yeah. So we were pretty heavy into the dirt bikes, and I was a low budget professional racer. I didn't do anything real spectacular, but we were there and made some big races, and we're at the a cup level in motocross. So it's pretty cool to do all that, and just injuries led me to a roll cage. So
yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that a lot because I don't think I'd want to do anything with a motorcycle.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't handle
Yeah,
that.
well, anything with
I want
wheels
something
on
to be
the motor.
around me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a lot of the cool thing about motocross is it's about 80% you and 20% the bike.
He's Ad's not good.
I'm not. But race cars is it's a team effort. So.
Well, I can't. I just couldn't get into the motorcycle. My brother used to race motorcycles.
Yeah.
And after I saw him do one of them jumps and come down like this, and then he went off that way. And I said, no, this is not what I want to be a part of.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So,
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how my parents made it through it, but they did. Now my little boys are riding little Stasics and little PW50, and they're getting into it, and I'm scared to death.
are you gonna let them race cars when they get to that point?
Man, it's literally 50-50 right now at my house. We got dirt bikes or mini bikes, and we got go-karts and four-wheel stuff for them. So whichever way they want to go, but I got two boys and I can only afford one, so they got to figure out. They're gonna have to be really good, or someone's gonna have to sponsor one, and I'm gonna have to do one out of my pocket, or they're gonna have to share a ride. I don't know.
I hope his wife wasn't listening to that.
Oh, she's listening. She's probably, she knows it's the truth.
I got two kids, but I only afford one, so that other one's in trouble.
Especially when it comes to racing.
Is the dirt bikes cheaper to run than?
Slightly, yeah. I mean, on a weekly basis, it's probably a little cheaper. Because tires and stuff aren't quite, a necessity every week. Just kind of like dirt car racing, But yeah, I mean, the motocross, you're traveling a lot. I mean, I would travel, on a school week, we'd go to Florida and race and come home. So I mean, it's just you're all over the place on dirt bikes. So the travel aspect's a lot more.
Could you see Jack on one?
I could see it. I think I've seen some of the YouTube videos.
Yeah, I've seen it at the circus.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna worry about seeing me on one.
It don't make great.
No, I know. I done seen it how he ended. I ain't gonna be on one of them things.
I've seen it at the circus when they have that bear riding that little.
Oh, yeah.
See, now he's gonna start just talking trash.
Yeah.
See that, right?
Yeah.
If nobody wants to talk to you. Just listen and play with the keys.
Yeah, man. It's just really, really thankful and thank all my sponsors while I'm on here.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you, sponsors.
I got Paul Henry Windows, which is a family-owned company out of Warrenton that came on board this year and really gave me the opportunity to run full season. So I got to thank him first and foremost. And we just had Gen X Motorsports. They're a rental team for the Virginia racers at the moment, and they have a couple cars. So they've come on board and really helped me out, giving me a hand, crew members on the car and some insight on some stuff. So a big thanks to them. Looking forward to getting the new looking car out here this weekend. So it's gonna have a whole new look this weekend.
Ain't the Gen X guys? Ain't they from Virginia Beach?
They are.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So.
Well, I'm gonna give him 2 stickers. Okay. If you watch and see, he's gonna dust the field this week. Woo!
And slow him down.
It only slows you down because you don't have one on. So don't even go there. Okay. Think about
The whole hood.
I got 2 late models that have won, a street stock, and 2 bandoleros. Woo. So you want anything else you got to say?
I'm gonna go get a sticker and put it on Peyton Sellers' car. I'm gonna tell you how many I got at the end of the year.
Yeah.
All thing you need to do is send me a picture of when you get it.
We'll do it.
Make a pretty picture.
We will do it. Hopefully we can get these things in victory lane.
They'll give you an extra team.
I'm just gonna have to put them on the left side. I can't put them on the right side. I want the right side. Wait.
Scott put Courthouse Imports on Riley Music's Bandolero this year.
Yeah.
And he put it on the right rear of the car. After the first race, Riley didn't do so well with his practice and everything. He come flying over to me because I had already given him stickers. He said, "Man, something's wrong with your sticker." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I ain't very fast." I said, "Wait a minute. Now, when I look at the car, I see Courthouse Imports back here. And you just said you're not getting any grip, so maybe it's the Courthouse Imports." I ain't thought about that. Maybe I need to scratch that off.
Yeah.
He probably would.
Yeah, he would. Anyway, we appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for you coming out. I know you had to hustle here from work. And,
Oh yeah, running around with my head cut off, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So
well, we appreciate it.
thanks for
And
having me.
I'm gonna make another trip up here sometime. We'll get you back out here again and
Yeah,
talk some trash.
we'll have to do a live show one weekend at the go-kart track.
Hey, I didn't thought about that. Would be cool to do that.
Might be one of your best shows yet. You never know.
That's right. Well, this may be one of our best shows yet, even with you on.
Well, that's saying something.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it, man. All right, let's get Ryan Mathews up here.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Not much.
Gets out of the Legends car and gets into a Virginia racer and wins a race.
Yeah,
First time out.
that was pretty special. Legend cars and a late model are two totally different things. So just being able to do that in my first race also, we weren't the best car out there, but we were just in the right spot at the right time. And after that little incident at the end there, we were able to pull it off. So it's pretty special, especially being my first one. And, just my dad and my mom, my family, everybody that helps me and helped me get to this point. The Pendleton family, I actually got their car and that's what I ran and won on. So, Sellers, they helped us out. And just all my sponsors, just to be able to get it done in my first race for them was really special. So I just can't thank them enough.
That was awesome to get first. So why did what made you decide to leave Legends and go to the next level up or a couple levels up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, and I hate to say this, but I think the biggest reason was just the tire cost for the Legends. We recently switched over to the Hoosiers on the Legend cars, and we were spending $700 a set for 2 races. So I think that was just the main reason for me. Is kind of like, why can't we just move up to a Virginia racer or a late model and spend the same amount on tires? And that gets more, I guess, media coverage. So I think that was the biggest reason for sure. But I think just the late model just sounds so much cooler to me. So just the tire cost really, and just moving up to a full stock car. I think that was just the biggest reason.
So who all helped you with your car?
Yeah, like I said, Sellers, they've helped us out, HC, and all of them that are there.
So when you come to race here, do they come up and?
They're running late models, HCs with Peyton and all that. So when they're up here racing, they'll help us out. When we go to test, they'll come with us and help us out, help us fine tune the car. But as far as throughout the week, and if we're ever at the track by ourselves, it's just me and my dad.
And you can go and if you want the application, I can get you into the Mullins Mathews.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Maybe you can get some help from the Mullins Mathews. Callahan, look what all he's done.
Yeah.
In 1 year's time, look at that.
Winning that championship at White Oak, and
have you been out there already?
No, I haven't. I need to. We actually sold our go-karts, but we got a few buddies that have a bunch of go-karts, so never know when might go up there. But
Open invitation anytime you want to.
They tell me it gets right treacherous out there, especially when Callahan's he's out there running.
Yeah. I actually ran a Predator earlier this year, or it might have been last year. I can't quite remember, but didn't do too well on it. But it was fun getting back out there. I haven't ran go-karts in like 4 or 5 years now, so it's cool getting back out there. But yeah, Callahan getting his first late model stock one, that was pretty impressive. So just cool, I guess.
You win.
Yeah, a bunch of first-time winners. Zach Lightfoot got his first late model stock win last weekend, so it's been a pretty good start to the season for rookies. And
now I see you wearing a Riley Music. How much he pay you to wear that?
I think it's worth a tenth, man. I mean,
that's worth a tenth.
Yeah, I think it is. He's always winning. So.
Hey Scott, he says the shirt's worth a tenth. You got one? Why don't you wear yours?
I'm gonna wear it next race. Hey Ryan, so what was going through your mind the last few laps of the race, man? I mean, I can't imagine you're coming for your first race, you're leading, you're probably going to win the race. What's going through your mind those last few laps?
Yeah, I think we had a late race caution, and it was like maybe 10 laps to go in the race, and I just knew that if I could just stay in position and try and stay as close to them as possible. We actually had a little bit of nose damage because a guy in front of me missed a shift, so it crunched up the nose, and that kind of messed up the balance of the car. But my spotter Justin just kept me calm and and they started wrecking off of 4. The guy on the inside cleared high, and they both got stuck into the wall, and I was going up and down trying to miss them, and fortunately I got by cleanly. So. And then we had the green-white checkered, and I've never raced an H pattern car, so that being my first race, I was a little nervous on the restarts, but we were able to get through that cleanly and pull away.
So when you had your restart, you had no problems on the restart?
No, I had no issues with the restart. I think I can be a little bit quicker through the gears, but that'll just come with experience.
Tell him how you do that.
Well, going from 3rd to 4th is pretty easy. You just pull straight down. So I mean,
do you know what pedals are what on the car? I mean,
yeah.
When you look at you know what pedals?
Yeah.
So when you're qualifying on the outside pole, okay, qualifying second.
Yeah.
First time you've been in second all year, qualifying second, and he takes off. Instead of taking off, he hits the brake. Right in front of the whole field.
Oh God, yeah.
Now.
On purpose.
Yeah, see, no, on purpose is different.
It wasn't on purpose.
No, it wasn't on purpose. I know that for a fact. I mean, you could probably help him with the pedal.
Yeah, well, the gas is on the right, brakes in the middle, clutch on the left.
And you got that down?
I took a note.
Okay. Because he did pretty decent this last race. He did hit the gas when he was supposed
All
to.
right, that's making gains.
Huge gains for him.
Yeah.
That's huge gains. So how long have you been racing?
I've been racing since I was 5, and I'm now 18. My dad.
Oh, you're getting old. You need to race.
Yeah. Finally get some chest hair.
That's more information than I was asking for.
My dad ran go-karts for a while, and he got me into it when I was 5. I ran kick karts and then moved up through the ranks and started getting into iRacing in 2016, and that really brought my attention to the legend cars. And we made the move in 2016, I believe, or 2017 to go to legend cars. And me and my dad knew nothing about asphalt racing, and all I knew was iRacing. So I ended up taking my iRacing legend car setup and putting it in the real car, and we actually got our first win with it. So that was pretty special. But we ran legend cars for a few years, got a bunch of wins and a bunch of championships with that.
So do you do a lot of iRacing?
Yeah, pretty much. Besides college and helping my dad out with the late model, I'm always on iRacing usually. So.
Where you go to college?
VCU. My first year, yeah.
Okay. He's a lot smarter than us, Scott. I mean, he's going to VCU.
They won't even let me have
it. One time and waved at it when I went by.
So Ryan, what's been the biggest challenge between going from the legend to the late model?
Honestly, I think the restarts, the shifting, really, that's, driving the car, legend cars are really finicky. The power to weight ratio is a lot different than a late model. Them things weigh 1,300 pounds, where a late model weighs 31. So,
Right.
Driving the limited, the Virginia Racer, it was pretty easy. I got the hang of it pretty quick. Not a lot of throttle control in them things compared to a legend car. But, besides restarts and also just knowing how wide the car is, that's something that takes a little bit to learn as well, because you don't want to go out there your first race and just completely door someone or something like that. So that's been the learning curve so far, just the shifting and learning how wide the car is.
What you going to do when Davey Callahan decides he wants to come out and run one of those Virginia races? I mean, he ran them last year.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to him when he comes up? You're going to have to door him a couple of times.
Yeah, hopefully not. I know he was really quick last year. He got a few wins in that. So, any competition I can get is awesome. It only makes me better. So that'll be awesome if Davey can make it
I
out.
might be out there in that class.
You know what I'm seeing here with you guys? Y'all are too nice to each other.
We're all right now, but.
We need to come back towards the end of the year and do the same show again and see how this year plays out towards the end of the year.
Well, I'm going to do that. We're going to rekindle this again at the end of the year.
Because right now everybody's still relaxed, laid back, and cars still look good. Probably about 10 races into this year when everybody's got 4 cars at home and hurt feelings, that's when you come back.
You can get upset no matter what.
No, I had a few issues last year with the driver, but
I'm not going to call his name.
Yeah, we've been through that. So
I heard you say it. I'm not going to call his name Tommy Jackson.
But we're cool now. It's racing. It happens. You're always going to get into it with someone. The 2 fastest cars out there always going to get together at some point.
Yeah.
So you just got to expect
It's
it.
tough. It's tough, and that's what you call part of the rivalry.
Yeah,
Makes it interesting.
just like Hughes and Barnes, that was pretty interesting. So.
Well, Hughes had a problem with Callahan too. So
I didn't see much of that, but
huh?
A lot of people do have problems. Okay.
Well, you got the mafia behind you. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you too much. Well, Ryan, we appreciate you coming all the way up here and doing this on a college night, school night.
yeah, I got all my schoolwork done and don't have any irises.
So what are you doing? What are you?
Mechanical engineering. So hopefully I can get into that. Kind of maybe hopefully into the racing kind of side of the engineering. So that's kind of my main goal as of now. Things change, but that's my interest right now.
That's cool. Yeah. There's plenty of space down there, but you're gonna have to, you're getting old, right? You need to start making that move.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming out, man. Thanks a lot. I know you had to sit there for a while, but hey,
It's all good.
anytime you have to sit behind Callahan, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me. It's pretty awesome.
All right, appreciate you coming by. Thanks a lot. And look, you want to test on your car?
Yeah, that'll help.
Hey, Scott, here's another one.
Maybe I'll get the phone.
All right, I'm going to be giving you all the updates next week when all this goes on.
What do you wait till you're racing and you're like, okay, let me give them a sticker?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm giving them the sticker. I'm trying to help him. I gave Callahan, he really don't need a whole
They
lot.
were already-
Ryan don't need a whole lot of help.
They were already winners.
Well, you can get them. I got them right here. We'll go out there and put them on Willie's car.
Why would we put it on Doug Barnes' car too?
No.
Is that
He doesn't need any more
All
tests.
right, Don, come on up here. Now we're getting to the classy part of the show.
classic?
Getting to the classy part of the show.
And
He had me saying it that time.
Just to give you a little heads up, there's already polls going on about getting me in a car on Facebook with Junior Cardwell, I believe Jimmy Cardwell, so people can type in.
No.
Somebody else to talk.
No, it's him wanting to buy a car. And my advice to him is always pick a lane. He likes to pick 7 lanes and they can't figure out where we're not fast in any of the lanes. Because if you spend a little money in each lane, it just doesn't,
She loves squashing my dreams.
But you know, I'm gonna have to say she's pretty smart about that, though. You think about it.
She is.
He calls me the grape stomper. He comes up with an idea, I stomp the grapes, and I remind him that grapes aren't worth much money. But when you stomp it and you give it some time, it's fine wine, and that's worth the money. Yeah. So
not only can she do PR stuff and do all that magical stuff she does on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everything she does, she can even be philosophical and, you know.
I call her bullshitter.
A pretty good bullshitter because it's a good line of stuff. I mean, you can't argue with her.
Well, you have to come up with things like that when you're married to someone who can convince himself of every bad idea out there.
Wow, that's just bad.
So, and I don't know if he's explained how we moved from road course racing into Daytona. Like, he never circle track raced in his life. Let me make this understandable. His first race going left was at the 2016 Daytona 200. We knew a friend. We knew a guy that had a super speedway car on an open trailer and didn't tie it down. It went down through the woods. And Willie thought, let me buy that wrecked race car and let's go turn left. And that was still in 2016. ARCA was still a huge deal. There was for 40 spots, I think there was 50 cars that showed up that year. He's never turned left in his life, and we're going to go to try to qualify it on time. And we finished 8th that race. So
Talent. That's why it's a talent.
Nothing but.
So, and then he bought the short track car, and so we've amassed a lot of things, but we don't always have the money to fix the things that he wrecked. So that's why I remind him that we need to be careful on where we choose to race. One season, I think we put 3 or 4 noses on cars. And I was sick of making that particular charge over and over and over again.
So how long have you, I don't even know how to approach this subject. How long have you been doing the racing stuff?
So
were you doing it before you met the Monte League?
So a little bit. So this is kind of my racing background. So I have lived in Virginia for 10 years. I am from the Midwest. I'm from Brainerd, Minnesota. My dad was a dirt track racer in the 70s. My grandpa owned a dirt track, Lansing Speedway, in the 70s. He had gotten out of racing by the time I was born, but I grew up next to Brainerd International Raceway, which is the NHRA drag strip. My first job was picking garbage as a 10-year-old. That was back in the 90s, you know, child labor. So I worked out there during the summers, and dirt racing is big out there, so we're big supporters of North Central Speedway. And so I've always been a race fan. And then I met Willie, and I moved out here for him.
Oh boy, I see a butt coming here.
So we started dating, and he was just SCC road racing, and it was one of those deals as he would race a little bit of ARCA, we would wonder how to get him more press. And the realization was that we didn't have the money to hire anyone. At that point, didn't have the skill to have people even interested in him. So we had to do it all ourselves. Like, I had to figure out how to do social media, how to do photography. So I just taught myself all these things to make his racing better. And then Dominion opened, and we were coming here actually with Robert Bruce, Cole Bruce's dad. Who? Yeah, who? Right. He's not here today, so I don't know. He's on the outskirts of the mafia. I'm kidding. Except with that one. So we were coming as fans, and I was definitely someone who had thoughts about how I could maybe do a better job than what was happening. And I had always been raised that if you want to run your mouth, you better put your money where your mouth is. So I think, 3 years ago, I got a hold of Steve, and I was like, listen, give me all the social media logins, I want to help. And here we are.
You come up with some of the greatest ideas when you do your TikToks and stuff. You come up with, if anybody that can make Willie Baldwin look good, you do a heck of a job. It has me interested. I know that every time I run, I try to get everything you got, but see what you're doing. And
it definitely goes in spurts. Like, we haven't been racing, so, and I do get burned out. Like with TikTok, with the algorithm, you want to do well, you should be posting 3 times a day. It's a lot. leading up to Daytona this year, I did 60-second daily vlogs for almost 6 weeks. Like every day posted something, and I want racers and any racer that's watching this, I want you to understand that it's those kind of things that people are interested in. They can come here on a Saturday night and watch you race. What they can't see is you at the shop, you loading the trailer. Our trailer tours get like 100,000 views. Like, and I would have never, I mean, we do have Featherlight, so it is a little bit different. But racers need to understand that what the fans are going to attach with, what they're going to start to feel like they like you and they want to be a part of you, is the behind the scenes stuff. They want to see you as a human. Like even the TikToks I'll do where he's just working. You know, like I did one yesterday where he was putting on an aftermarket part on a truck at work. It's got 10,000 views.
The things like that amaze me that he's even doing work.
Well, yeah, there is that, because, you know, Kayla Searles does do, and Peyton Free do the bulk of the work at our shop. So we do have, I mean, we do hire racers. So, and Davey spends a lot of quality time at our shop too. So there is that.
Well, you gotta keep somebody around to be laughing at.
There's a lot of comedy.
I mean, your ideas when you put these things together. I mean, you sit back and say, I'm gonna go catch Willie doing this, or is it just a spur of the moment thing?
Some things are organic. Willie is a treasure trove of verbal diarrhea.
Verbal diarrhea. Did you get that?
If I could just wear a GoPro, we could do an entire show on just the dumb shit that Willie says during a day. He's just we talk about, like, it's hard. Like, normally when he does your show, I am behind him because he's someone who has the innate ability to not remember what he's talking about, but still make it up in his head. So if you're listening to an interview, he'll probably have 50% of the facts wrong. So I'm normally sitting beside him, and I know which fact he's reaching for next, and you'll hear me whisper what he's supposed to say, because he'll just make up stuff. But he can sell it, he's believable, and that's the other thing racers need to understand, is that big personalities develop big fan bases.
Oh, yeah.
We race, the most we've ever raced in ARCA is 4 times in the season. It's been usually twice, and I would say he's one of the more well-known drivers, and that's because of his big personality and always putting him out there. And even if you're not racing, people are interested in what you're doing. You know, you want to build your fan base authentically through who you are.
Well, I mean, I figure if you can help Willie like that, somebody like Scott, who, you know, he needs a lot of help. He needs, you can just look at him and tell him he needs help.
Hey, because I'm about like Willie. There's no telling what's going to come out of my mouth sometimes.
Yeah. I already, before the show, I had a little apology tour. I was like, hey, I'm sorry if Willie says anything stupid. Like, I was afraid, you know. I had to remind him that when we are in an ARCA race, I represent him. But when we're at Dominion Raceway, he represents me. And he is, you know, Mr. Dinah Mullins. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, I got that one.
He's not the show this time. See?
Right.
Second fiddle.
Last week we were graciously invited out to the sprint car race at Virginia Motor Speedway, and Willie was my +1. So.
So he wasn't even.
No, he was not the invitee. I was. So.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
And then Davey tagged along too, but I mean, we just can't ever get rid of him.
That's the only thing I saw about Davey was in the elevator or something.
Yeah.
I took my little boy to watch more.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And we were invited out there by Dave CV. It's a beautiful facility. I grew up with dirt racing. I have not been in years, but it was a good time to go out there. Amazing hospitality. We got to sit in the Sawyer's booth with all the Richmond people, and it was a good time. So we were grateful. And it was a nice time. I got to sit down and talk to Von Crate for a little bit from Langley Speedway. The more all of us tracks can work together, the better.
Yes.
So Vaughn and I were going to try to sit down and find ways to cross promote each other. You know, we're better as a whole. You know, if all the tracks stay on their own little island, like we all suffer, the more we can push each other to do more and do better. It's better for our sport in general.
It's just like I told you earlier, Langley is my home. I consider that a home track. But coming here, I fell in love with this place. And I went out to Kingsport. I've never been to Kingsport until this past year. I mean, I've been by,
Right.
never went in. And I went out to a race out there this year. And that's another neat place. It's got the different dynamic to it than anybody else has. And so I think everybody needs to kind of work together. And that's what I try to do. I try to get somebody from everywhere from time to time and give them some time. I mean, I even pull Willie on the show.
I know, and he's just a garbage truck repairman, so it's just pretty much.
So I know who the star of the family is. So next time I have a show, I'll put on there. We're going to invite Dinah Mullins and her +1.
That's right. That's right.
And that's, it is great. We come to a place like this, and it is amazing. I think sometimes we forget because we don't race all that often, and he's not Haley Deegan, and he's not the little Gibbs, right? But you come here, and we'll have kids, like some of the Vanda racers are obsessed with him. Just like they get excited. I think a mullet was cut last week. I think it has to do with his mullet. Like especially now with TikTok, there's a very young audience. One of the little girls that races bandos, they got her a trailer, and she had seen my trailer tours. So she let her mother know that she does not like her trailer as much as our trailer. So, and I remind her mother, I said, well, you let Addie know that we are 40 years old, and it took us that long to afford that big thing. So she's got some years ahead of her to be in a big trailer like that.
That's right.
But when a National Touring Series driver is still active, even though he doesn't race here, is super active in Dominion Raceway. It's a nice way to bridge the gap. Like we need that. We need the touring series guys to be more active in the local level.
I agree with that, and I think it'd be great to see some of these guys that are local, old racing guys. Come back around to the racetrack and make an appearance every now and then. Come out here, if nothing else, come out, stand out there and sign some autographs and just say, "This is who I am." But that's really cool. But you do a great job. I want you to know that.
Appreciate it.
Dominion Speedway is lucky to have you to be a part of that, and I appreciate you for everything you've done for me along the way too. So thank you very much. And I'm so sorry you're married to Willie, but we'll get through that.
But I do want to remind drivers that no matter what track you're at, if you want the track to talk about you more, and maybe you aren't in victory lane every week, so you're not a natural, right?
Like Scott.
Every track has someone doing PR. Here it's me. Every track has one. When you see that person walking around the racetrack, grab them. Let them know what you have going on. That's how Willie has become who he has become in ARCA. They don't come seeking out us. We have to create the content. We have to. I'm the one the Speed Sport interview for the little track that we have. Mm-hmm. I went to Speed Sport with it. I was like, hey, we should do an article on our dirt track. He's been in Speed Sport in the print edition, I think 3 times. So we've got that article. We've got David versus Goliath, where it was us and Venturini's, just the differences between the 2 teams. So it's all out there. You just talk to the people, and if I know what's going on in your racing, I'll make sure the fans know. So.
I'm glad you do that for everybody involved, even with it. I mean,
right.
You might even want to try to help Davey some too, because
he cries, man. If I don't do I did some stuff after his win because the week before he was upset I didn't take any pictures of his car. Right, that's how it works. So if you win a race, then I do things. If you don't win races,
last year was 7th place guy.
Yeah, no. Did you want press for 7th place?
Well, not a lot better equipment this year.
Yes.
I mean, it goes from 2nd place to winning.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Don, appreciate you. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Mm-hmm. Every time I call you and ask you for some help, you're right there to help me out. I'll be coming back up here again.
You're always welcome.
And I'm gonna try to bring Scott with me. If his wife will let him out of the house.
Well,
But
hey.
Don't even say it, because you always tease me about you can't get out of house because the boss. Don't go there.
I just wonder, can she do a funny TikTok of you? I want to see that.
There's nothing funny for me to do.
There's plenty of things, you just don't realize it.
Oh, I think Willie's actually probably doing a TikTok right now. I
Oh,
see him
Lord,
doing videos.
But
Follow, it's Willie.Mullins, WillieMullins.3 on TikTok, and I'm at Dinah M. Mullins on TikTok. And drivers, if you don't have TikTok, you're missing out. I've been on TikTok for a year and I have 24,000 followers. It is absolutely the best app to get you out in front of new people the way the algorithm works. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it is 100% the best way to get you in front of a new audience. And follow Dominion Raceway also as a TikTok. I just started that one, so.
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
I agree with Donna 1,000%. And I've been preaching this for a while, that you have to be on social media. Sponsors don't care as much about the race and you winning as much as your presence on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game changer. And like I said, the way that the TikTok algorithms work, it's getting you in front of people that you can't get in front of Facebook or Instagram. It's been an amazing tool. Like Willie's fan base has probably tripled through TikTok. I mean, we had ARCA officials coming up to us in New Smyrna that were like, oh my gosh, we follow your TikToks. And I was going to try to do it live, and we're not allowed to. So I realized I could not do a TikTok live because I was going to get in trouble. But it's an amazing way to get in front of new fans. And
Yeah, I mean, with the Daytona this year, there was everything. I saw Willie and your stuff happen. I mean, all the time.
yeah.
But Haley Deegan, she had one too, and it wasn't quite as good as yours. So
Who's Haley Deegan? Who's she?
All right, I'm gonna get okay. I see that was not a thing we want to go to.
Donna, how many hours do you spend a week on social media?
Well, it really depends. Like on the weeks that he's racing, like before Daytona, like there's just a ton of it going on. On an average week for Dominion, I do like the victory lane stuff I put up. I do the real-time winner graphics off my phone. Another thing, racers, Canva and Adobe Spark. That's how you can do things at the track in real time quickly on your phone. I probably spend 30 hours a week on Dominion social media because the posters take time. I'm cutting, like doing the photography, putting all the stuff up. I do it while I'm working for Willie. So Bugsy Zotto is kind of a little bit of a sponsor of the social media of Dominion Raceway. So.
But what I thought was cool was the way did you see the way she did the Dominion thing about us coming up here, about me coming up here? You didn't come. But about me coming up here and everything. I mean, I put it on my Facebook page last night, and my wife said, "Where did you learn how to do that?" I said, "I'm good." Then I had to explain I didn't do it.
Well, and this is something that myself, Dave from Virginia Motor Speedway, there's been a few other PR people we have talked about, and I think we are going to try to do it before next season, having some kind of a crash course, social media, PR for the local racers that can't afford to hire someone. I mean, there's people out there like me that you can hire, but I know most racers can't afford that, but there are tools to make it easier and that are idiot proof. So I think our racers should be able to do it.
Even Callahan first?
Well, no, he still wants me to do it.
I'm downloading Adobe Spark.
There you go.
Oh, look at him.
I was going to say, can you run that again so I know what to look for? What is it you got to have?
Adobe Spark or Canva. I think each one you might have to pay for, but it's worth it. It's a way to do social media graphics without knowing what you're doing. Because it's all templated on your phone where you can move the pieces around. I use it a little bit differently. I set all my stuff up in Photoshop, so I've got all of my winners graphics ready to go. I pop a picture in, so then we can look like a cup track. Someone wins a cup in that winner's graphic, but they've got someone in an office somewhere, and I'm in the infield hoping that my phone has cell phone reception so I can post it. So.
Well, Donna, we appreciate you being here. All you guys, we really appreciate everything. Y'all be coming out here tonight. I know it's a late night for you guys, and I got a late night drive home, but it's worth it to come up here and be with you all. So I really appreciate you doing that. And next week's show, Scott, I got your people that you wanted for next week.
Oh man,
Did you see the video of the girlfriend and boyfriend?
Yes.
Well,
That was
Yes.
awesome racing.
they're going to be on our show next week.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So I'm getting them on the show next week. So we're going to have some fun with that because,
Well, give me some pictures and I'll make you some graphics.
All right, we'll do that. All right, Scott. I guess that's calling it a night for us because I'm gonna have to go back home now, all by myself because you didn't come.
Oh, poor thing. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.